Ms. Tait, in December on the 4th, you announced that 800 jobs would be cut from the CBC, 600 individuals would be fired, and 200 vacancies would not be filled, totaling 800. At that time, you were asked whether or not executives would be given bonuses for 2023. You said you weren't ruling it out. When you came to this committee, you confirmed once again that you were not ruling it out. In fact, you confirmed that a decision would be made by the end of March. Now it's May, and so I'm curious. Are you going to be awarded a bonus for 2023?
As I said at the time, Madam Chair, as I said at the time, we have a process which is very rigorous. After internal deliberations with the Board of Directors at our June board meeting, once we've had a chance to present the audited financial statements, there will be a discussion, and we will inform employees at that time of the decision that is taken.
Ms. Tait, an access to information was put forward by the Taxpayers Federation and asking for those 2023 bonus amounts. The CBC responded by saying that they would provide those, but not until May 10th. Today is May 7th, and so I'm curious if 3 days prior you would be able to give those numbers here. I'm sure you have them. You just have not agreed to release the documents yet. However, I did write you a letter. I gave you a heads up, so I'm curious if you'd share them here.
And I thank you. I thank the honourable member from Lethbridge for the opportunity to clarify a lot of misinformation that has been circulating regarding performance pay in 22-23. To be clear, CBC Radio-Canada...
I think there might have been a misunderstanding. I'm not asking about 2022. I'm asking about 2023.
The fiscal year 23-24?
I'm asking about the fiscal year 2023. That decision with regard to bonuses was made in March. Those are your words. You
Point of order, Madam Chair.
Decisions would be made.
Madam Chair, just for clarification, is Ms. Thomas asking about the fiscal year 22-23 or 23-24, just so that for avoidance of doubt?
It's not a point of order.
That's not a point of order, Madam Chair.
Well, but I think he's clarifying the question, so it's a point of clarification. I think Ms. Tait wishes to know what year you're referring to. Years go from 1 year to another, April to April.
I trust my time was stopped.
Yes, the time is stopped.
Thank you. I'm referring to the fiscal year of 2023, which ended in March of 2024.
So that's actually the fiscal year of 23-24, and for that year, we have not issued any performance pay because we have not yet reviewed the final results of the year that ended on March 31st, 24.
So, Ms. Tait, you are head of the management team. You confirmed at our last committee meeting that it is you and your management team that make that decision with regards to bonuses that are given out. You confirmed that that decision is made at the by no later than the end of March of 2024. And you then made the comment that the board would have to sign off on that recommendation in June. So I understand that the sign-off is coming up, but you do know what the recommendation is. So as of the end of March of 2024, what is the recommendation for your 2023 bonus?
As I've said previously, these conversations are subject to internal deliberations by the management team to the Board of Directors. We have not had that conversation with the Board. That is scheduled for June 12th and 13th. We will have that conversation, at which point the final results will have been audited and reviewed by the Auditor General. We don't simply precipitously announce results when we haven't had the privilege of the auditor and our internal audit process. So those final results are being assembled right now, and they will be made available have
you been assigned a bonus for 2023? I realize the board hasn't signed off on it, but have you been assigned a bonus for 2023? No, I have not. You have not been assigned a bonus for 2023?
I have not.
So for 2023, there is no bonus coming your way?
I do not know that I have a bonus because the process, as we have described, for governor and council positions is separate from performance pay. My process is that I will be evaluated by the Board of Directors. A letter of recommendation will go to the government, and the government will reflect upon whether or not I or other appointees would receive any performance pay.
Has the board package for that June meeting gone out?
No.
No. Okay, because you are a member of that board.
I am.
So you not only have a say with regard to bonuses for the top executives, yourself included, you have a say not only in March when you're a member of the management team, the most senior member of the management team, but then you get a second say at the board level. So with all due respect, you do have a fair bit of power in terms of bonuses. So I'll ask again, will you be up for a bonus in the consideration at the board meeting in June?
As I've said previously, this is part of an internal deliberation. It's an HR function, and we have to be respectful of the governance that rules the CBC Radio-Canada.
But you do know the answer.
I absolutely do not know the answer until I've had those deliberations with the board of directors. I cannot preemptively say what the results of a future conversation will be.
Sure,
39
but you know what the
seconds.
recommendation is. You know what the recommendation is going forward to the board.
I think I've repeated myself enough to say these are matters that concern the organization that operates at arm's length like all Crown corporations, and I have to be respectful.
Confirm that you are the senior member of the management team, which makes the decisions, and then those decisions get recommended to the board, which you are a member of the board. Therefore, you have access to information.
Point of order,
on
Madam Chair.
Madam
Chair, this question has been asked, I think, 6 times now.
I was about to mention that I think the question has been clearly asked and the answers have been clearly given. And so I think Ms. Thomas has got, she's got literally about 2 seconds left. Finish.
So, Chair, I just point of I guess, response to the point of order, since you're ruling it in favor. I just want to be sure then, no repeat questions are permitted at this table is the ruling of the Chair?
I don't think that was what the member suggested. I think he suggested that the question had been repeated over and over.
Okay.
The witness had answered over and over, and it was getting to be repetitious because the question was the same and the answers were exactly the same.
Thank you. Point of order, Chair.
Thank you.
I'm just looking for a ruling. What would be the number of times that would be appropriate to repeat a question?
There is no set number of times, but as a chair, I may decide on how the meeting moves forward.
There is
and
no
allow me to
appropriate
finish
number.
speaking, Ms. Thomas. Thank you.